The third property is, in a rectangle, two diagonals can be drawn and each diagonal divides the rectangles into two congruent right-angled triangles. Similar to a parallelogram, the diagonals of the rectangle bisect each other, but the length of the diagonals are not equal. In a parallelogram, the sum of the adjacent angles is 180 degrees. Similarly, in a rectangle, the sum of the adjacent angles is 180 degrees. The third type of quadrilateral is the rhombus. In a parallelogram, if the adjacent sides are equal, then it is said to be a rhombus. Now let us learn the properties of rhombus. The first property of rhombus is, in a rhombus, all the sides are equal. Here, AB is equal to BC, BC is equal to CD, and CD is equal to AD. Thus, all the sides are equal. And the second property is, in a rhombus, two diagonals can be drawn and these two diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. In rhombus, the diagonals always bisect each other perpendicularly at 90 degrees. Therefore, OB is equal to OD, AO is equal to OC. The third property is, the sum of the adjacent angles is 180 degrees. If we add angle A plus angle B, then we get 180 degrees. Similarly, on adding angle D plus angle C, we get 180 degrees. Therefore, the sum of the adjacent angles is 180 degrees. The fourth property is, each diagonal divides the rhombus into two congruent isosceles triangles. In the figure rhombus, A, B, C and D. Let's draw a diagonal AC and it divides the rhombus into two triangles. On observing the first and the second triangle, the two sides are equal. In any triangle, if the two sides are equal, then it is an isosceles triangle. So, each diagonal of a rhombus divides the rhombus into two congruent isosceles triangles. The sixth property is, each diagonal divides their angles into equal parts. Here, diagonal BD bisects angle B and angle D. Diagonal AC bisects angle A and angle C. The sixth property is, two diagonals divide the rhombus into four congruent triangles. The two diagonals divide the rhombus into four triangles. Those four triangles are congruent to each other. The fourth type of quadrilateral is the square. In a rhombus, if one angle is equal to 90 degrees, then it is said to be a square. Similarly, in a rectangle, if the pair of adjacent sides is equal, then a square is formed. Now let us learn the properties of square. The first property of the square is, in a square, all the sides are equal, all angles are equal, and each angle is 90 degrees. Now let us write all sides and angles are equal with reference to the figure. Here, AB is equal to BC, BC is equal to CD, CD is equal to AD, and all the four angles are equal to 90 degrees. And the second property is, the diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly at 90 degrees at right angle. And here in the square, we can draw two diagonals and they bisect each other at the right angle. The meeting point is O and the diagonals are equal.